This is a 16mm camera, and it has 16mm film in it, and it makes very beautiful pictures. That's going to be great. Okay. Bring it, make it a little bit hotter if you can, like really work it. There you go, right in there. Now look at me. There. Oh yeah, that's it. Looking. My name is Martin Taub, and I'm a producer for Nick News, hosted by Leonard Ellery. Television, the way a lot of people start out in television, and that is by being a slave. They call it an internship, but you're basically a slave. Actually, I did make $5.25 a day, working about 12 hours a day at the local PBS station. And what was interesting is, of course, I had to make a living, so at night I would go sell children's books on the phone. Hello, this is Martin Taub from Weekly Reader. Up till 4 in the morning doing that, and then over to the public TV station where they gave me the honor of being able to play with the cameras and the editing machines. And what I love about being a producer is I get to play with really cool equipment, number one, but more importantly I get to go interesting places and meet interesting people who really care about something, whatever it is. Usually it's themselves in one way or another, but that's okay because we're human, and I just love people, and I love, some people like machines and they like to play with objects or build stuff or be architects or writers or painters. I like people. And this is the perfect job if you like people. I'm a television producer, but I'm also a cameraman and an editor. And I think of all the things that I do in television, editing is the thing I do the best. And the reason I do it the best is because I'm a musician. And editing is about sequencing things in time. And as a musician, it's all about sequencing notes in time. It's all about rhythm. And editing is all about rhythm. And what's interesting about editing is it's kind of like you're taking picture, somebody's dialogue, and music, and some sound effects, and you're just like layering them and pacing them in a rhythm. It's kind of like making music. It's almost like, playing with GarageBand, but you just have the picture element also. And I love music and I love picture, and more than anything, I love pictures with music. And the magic that you can make, with sequencing a great story against great music. The music is the secret. I think what would surprise people the most is how much we shoot for the small amount that we actually put on the air. So I may shoot 2 hours of interview that ends up being 5 minutes. It's just like a still photographer. I once worked with a really wonderful still photographer, Eli Reed. I was filming him, taking pictures. And I remember he shot 9 36 exposure rolls, do the math. Came out with 2 great shots. What I would tell anybody who wants to do this job, or any job, is something that people don't want to hear. And that is, you have to work really hard. You have to push yourself a little bit. That's not something that a lot of people want to hear, because people think that stuff comes easy. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice. How do you get to any job? I mean, you have to really study. You have to really put in the hours. I think that one of the most important things about this job, I think that one of the most important skills to have if you want to be a television producer, or really if you want to do anything, is the ability to write and communicate effectively to people. And that requires that you read. And that requires that you think critically. And that requires that you pay attention to the world around you. And that requires that you don't watch a lot of television. and play a lot of video games. It requires that you pick up the paper. It requires that you pick up books. It requires that you talk to people. It requires that you interact with the three-dimensional world.